Hey guys, in this episode we'll make a very simple foot model. This is just my way of doing it. There's many ways to do it, but let's get started. So I'm just gonna make a cube. I'm gonna hold D and hold V and then grab the up arrow and then middle mouse drag until it snaps to the bottom, and then you can just hold X, grab the arrow again and bring it up to the bottom of the grid. Just a way to place the cube on the floor. I'm going to then select these faces, this one and this one, and then click extrude. By the way, any of these shelf icons you can also get to by holding shift and right clicking, and you can get to almost all of them plus more. And I'm going to extrude, just use the blue arrow and you can just extrude. And what you can do is you can turn that off. So just click here, just left click, it'll turn that off, and then you can drag out like this. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of make a foot out of this from the side view. So I'm just kind of moving these around until I get a foot shape. I'm going to go into the perspective view and delete this face. So if you want to change selections, right click and you can get edge, face, vertex, like that. And if you want to go back to the object, just right click and go to object mode. If you want to move just in Z and X axis, grab this little guy here and you can then move it and kind of shape what the foot should look like from the top. And then press 3 for preview. And it's starting to kind of look like a foot. I'm going to add an edge loop, so I'm going to use the insert edge loop tool. It's also under mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. Double click it. This will give you the options for the tool. I'm going to set this to relative distance and turn on autocomplete. Everything else should be unchecked. And then just drag a line here like this. And then from the side view, I'm just going to move this down. Press 4 to look at the wireframe. And you can see it's already starting to look a little more like a foot. Now, if your character doesn't really have any toes, you can kind of end it there. But if you want to add toes, just keep watching. There's not a lot to work with here. There's not enough geometry, so we're going to just add a little more. And the easiest way to do it is to subdivide. Now, you may have a tendency to try and add loops this way. That's bad. You don't want to do this because you create square shapes, and then if you try and subdivide, you see it keeps that square shape. So you definitely want to not do it that way. If you want to try and keep a round shape on your geometry, all you have to do is use the smooth operation. So we'll just do this, bring up the arch a little bit, bring that side down, and that's as much as we can do. And then click the smooth operation, which is here, or it's also under mesh smooth. And the default settings are fine, so just left click on it once, and that's it. So you get more geometry. If you press 1, you can see what it looks like. And we can try and kind of flatten the heel out a little bit, flatten this out. And just make any other little changes that we can. So I'm just going to bring this out. And you can see once you pre-select something, it turns yellow. It means it remembers the selection. So right now you see it's green. If I click it, it's yellow. If I click this one, it's yellow. It means that if I middle click and drag, it's only going to move in that direction. So if I left click this guy here and then use middle mouse button, I can then move it around like this, and it'll save that direction, and I don't have to keep clicking it. Okay, it's getting a little better. And again, if you want to keep this the way it is, if your character has socks on, this is probably done, but we want to add toes. So I'm going to do Shift Alt D. That's going to clear my history that I have there, so we don't have any. And then we can start to work on the toes. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to select the toes here, where the toes are, and just delete it. We don't need it. We just used it for the shape. And now we're going to make a single toe. So just make a cube, bring it out here, and then from the side view we're going to shape our cube. I'm going to get rid of the grid so it's easier to see. all you do is select this face here. So an easy way to select, you don't have to actually see the face. You know there's a face there because it's a cube. Drag a selection over it, then hold Control and drag a selection over the thing you don't want. It's going to leave that face there. And then click Extrude. And if you press 5, we can see the shaded mode. Delete that face. So we have a little sausage toe here. This is what we want. And if you shape it just a little bit, it'll actually start to look kind of like a big toe. It's going to be super simple, but it's getting there. So I'm going to just select this edge, kind of scale it up like that. Scale this down. Okay, that's good. I'm going to duplicate it. Move it over. I'm going to scale it down a little bit. It's not I guess the index toe, I don't know if it's actually called that, is not as thick, of course, but it's almost as long. So from the side view, we just need to adjust it a little bit so it looks more like the right size toe. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna duplicate these guys and kind of rotate the toes to how they would probably be on a real foot. Now I want to kind of place them here, but I want to do it all together, and right now that's going to be a little difficult. So let's just bring this in a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these guys and then go to the form and click lattice. Now if I open the options for lattice, these are the default settings. I'm going to set divisions to 2 on all of them, and then for local divisions set them to 30. 30 is the maximum for this input, so just set it to 30 and click apply. The next time you use your lattice, it'll stay that way. And the reason I did this is because now I can move them like this. You can move them as a group and kind of adjust and plan where I'm going to place them. And I think they're too close. Should be here. The space here that we're missing, we're going to fill later. So we don't want to fill that in right now. We're just going to kind of eyeball where it's going to go. Okay, that's good. Select the toes, Shift Alt D, and that will clear the history. Then if we look, you can see what it looks like. I think the big toe might be a little too tall, so we'll just shrink that down. Same with this guy. Okay, that's good. Alright, if I press 1, they look like this. It looks like a mess, and that's okay. The next step is to select them and click Combine, which is this button here. It's also under Mesh Combine. There it is. It's going to combine them into one object, and then we just need to merge some of the vertices here. So I'm going to select this guy, then I'm going to hold just V. You can see here I have my hotkeys, and then middle drag down there. So my hotkey viewer here will actually keep typing when I'm holding, but I'm actually holding the key. Okay, and then this one will go here, but then the rest we can use just this merge function, which is this button here. And if you have just 2 vertices selected, no matter how far they are, they will merge. And then once you press a command once, you can redo the command by pressing G. That will just repeat the last command, so you don't have to keep pressing the same button over and over. Just press G. Okay, so now they're combined, and if we press 3, oops, we didn't combine this yet. This guy and this guy. I just snapped them, but I didn't combine them. And if we press 3, you can see the toes are actually combined now. Now the next step is probably the hardest, I think, but it's still pretty simple. we need to combine this and this. So the first thing we'll do is we'll combine them so they're one object. So combine, and after I do combine, I always press Shift Alt D just to clear history. Now the thing we need to do is we need to double click this edge, and I have this display here. You can also turn it on by going display, heads up display, and turning on poly count. This will show you how many faces you have, edges, vertices, whatever you need, and it'll actually show you your selections as well. So if I double click this edge, this is the outside edge that we need to connect here. You see right here it says I have 12 edges, but if I double click this one only has 8. So we need to add we need to add 4 more edges, and the best way to do it is actually on the top here. I don't know why it keeps resetting like that, and then on the bottom. All right, so let's do that here, here, and here. So the reason I did this is because if I create triangles like this radiating from one point, I can then loop an edge around. So I'm going to use Insert Edge Loop tool, set it to relative, turn off autocomplete. If autocomplete is on, it only works on quads. With autocomplete off, it will work on triangles as well. So I double click this side, double click this side, and you just click on these edges here. Now you can see what we have. And then you can click and drag and then end up where you want and hit enter. And then delete these extra edges that we have here. And now we still have quads, and we can see that we have this nice flat area for the foot. And now we have 10 edges. So if you press 3, it will actually show you the subdivided edges. And so that's why it's showing me 40. But we're just going to look at it this way right now. And the next place I'm going to add it is on top here. Because the top here has, sometimes there's a little extra like lumps and bumps, and it's a good way to hide it. This way, up here I'm going to use just the multi-cut tool. Like that, and then click in the middle. And then we're going to go up like that, click in the middle here, and then come down on the edge. Come on, there we go. And then right click to finish. And then up here, we're just going to connect that to make quads. Now if we double click, we have 12 edges and 12 edges. Once you have that, just double click one side, shift double click the other side, and then click bridge. I'm going to double click the bridge command. I'm going to reset it. Did I reset? Yeah. And hit apply. Now what's going to happen is it's kind of off center. You can see it's not connecting the way I'd want it to. So I'm going to left click and drag this bridge offset. And as you do it, you can see you can hop around and try different connections. And this one works better for me. That works fine. And then once I'm done, I'm just going to kind of push these edges around just to make things nice and clean. So this isn't the best way to make a foot. I mean, there's more accurate ways, but for me, I feel like this is the simplest way. Usually feet are not like an important part of a character, so it's not a big deal if they don't look perfect. But if you need to make a foot, and it's usually you see it from far away, you can make a pretty decent foot this way. Okay, so now we have the toes connected. It's a little lumpy here, and that's okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to the sculpting and use the grab brush, this guy here, and then I'm gonna just use B to scale the brush, and M is for strength. And you can also open up the options for the brush, and it will have all that in there as well. And with the grab brush, what you can do is you can just grab parts of your geometry and move them. Okay. Alright, that's good enough. The next thing we need to do is we need to subdivide. So normally when you have a character and you're connecting to a character, you'll have either a subdivision of 8 down here, which is what we have because it was just a cube, or you might have a subdivision of 16. So if we do one subdivision, we'll have a subdivision of 16. Oops. Make sure you have the whole model selected. There. And we can keep shaping it with the sculpting tool. If you want to shorten the length of the foot, just make the brush larger. And then you can actually move the whole thing around. You can keep shaping this. For the final touch, you can add a couple toenails. And it's really easy to do with this type of model. We're just going to pull these back like this. A lot more on the big toe. It's got a big toenail. And then just going to scale these down just a bit. Just select the toe where the toenails are going to go, and then click extrude, and then I'm going to hold control and click offset and drag. Now the reason I'm holding control is because I get more precision. Without control, you see how fast it's moving? With control I get more precision. So I'm just going to do this, and then I want to select each individual toenail like this, kind of align it to the camera, and then just rotate up like that. Same here. That's going to create the cuticle area, and then give us a little toenail edge in the front. And then I'm just going to select the little guys here and just pull them in so they're not so pointy. And then we have little toenails. Alright, that's basically it. You can take this into your favorite sculpting program and go to town on it. Or you can just leave it as is. It's usually good enough for a pretty simple character. I use the same technique to create feet for this character here. Let me hide the low body. There you go. So it's got little feet, and you know, from the distance that you'll see this character from, they work pretty well. And the hands are from my hand modeling tutorial. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like what I do, please subscribe and like, and leave a comment. And if you have suggestions for what to do next, leave it in the comment section. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.